Welcome back to the Treehouse Mates. Old Head Gaming here. We're talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and of course, I've been trying to get this video out for a couple of days now, but I'm tweaking a little bit back here and forth. And, you know, we talk about the Dark Magician. We did a video a couple of days ago where we did a 50-pack pull so that we could do the Dark Magician build live. If you didn't see the video for either the build, the stream is available, or the video of the pulls is available in the link in the description below. But we're talking Dark Magician, and of course, one thing you wonder is, does Dark Magician viable in Platinum? Well, we're going to show you this soon. I'm going to show you the build first, and then we're going to go and play some Platinum matches, and we'll see if the cycle can be used. And of course, if you find this content helpful at all, please drop a like and a comment below. I do answer all my comments in the description. And of course, smash that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. And of course, we cover Yu-Gi-Oh! Amongst Pokemon trading card game, as well as a slew of other topics on this channel because, well, I can't focus on just one because I play too many things. You know, variety is the spice of life. You know, you stream Pokemon Arceus one day and come back to Yu-Gi the next. You know, all the fun things to do. And let's take a look at this deck now. So we're going to hop over here and take a look at the Dark Magician deck that I run. It's a lot different than most Dark Magician decks. And of course, that's the thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Build them the way you want. Of course, we run 3 Dark Magicians. I run one Rocket Synchron, because sometimes it's just nice to have that card in your hand. One, for pulling a dragon out of the side if you need it, but mostly in this deck, it's going to be strictly for one reason and one reason only. I need to get a Dark Magician off the field so I can cycle. And when we talk about cycling, I'll show you what I mean earlier, but Dark Magician revolves around a cycle of the Dark Magician getting summoned to the field, usually by Eternal Soul, or some other method to activate the power of Dark Magical Circles so that you can banish one card from the field. And of course, so using Rocket Synchron allows me to activate the side deck and bring out either Stardust Dragon to protect my Eternal Soul, or Bleeze the Diabolical Dragon just to be an asshole. Next, we're going to have 2 Magician Souls, 1 Magician's Robe, and I always keep a sneaky little King of the Swamp in my back pocket. This is, remember, is a heavy fusion deck, and if you look down at the extra deck, majority of it is indeed fusion monsters, because that's how I run this Dark Magician deck. Now, if you're not familiar with King of the Swamp, it is an old as dirt card. King of the Swamp has 2 effects and allows you to do one thing or the other. One, it can be substituted for any monster in a fusion summon. So, like, if I want to bring out Dark Paladin and I only have Buster Blader in my hand, I can then use King of the Swamp as Dark Magician. Dark Magician! I summon the Dark Magician! But if I have all the pieces but I'm missing a polymerization card, I can toss it to the graveyard and yank one out of my deck. Of course, we all know Magician's Rod. You summon the card, then grab whatever magic card you want out of your deck, and that'll depend on what you need. Now, of course, if you don't have a Dark Magic Circle, it's usually the first way to go. So we have 3 of those. Next up, Breaker. Breaker is just a solid level 4 card. You can definitely use it in a multitude of ways. Usually what I like to do is summon it, smash something in the back row, and then use it as part of a link summon. Chocolate Magician Girl does the same thing, but sometimes she's just fun to toss a Dark Magician to the graveyard and then be able to cycle with that. I carry 3 Dark Magician Girls, 1 Apprentice Illusion Magician, 1 Buster Blader, 1 Palladium Oracle Mahad, 1 Magician of Dark Illusion, and then here comes the magic card. So we carry 20 monsters and then 23 additionals. 1, 2, 3 Polymerization, 1 Eye of Tiamat, Galaxy Cyclone. If you're not familiar with the card, it was in a previous video. It basically allows you to destroy 1 face-down magic or trap card, and then you can use it out of the graveyard by banishing it on the next turn thereafter and defeat 1 face-up spell or trap. Magician's Salvation is the ultimate field card to run in a Dark Magician deck. You put it, you get a free summon of Eternal Soul, you get extra summons of Dark Magicians or Dark Magician Girls, good stuff. Sometimes I just like to have Spell Absorption, and it's a good way to, especially in a deck like this, to dump life points in, and sometimes you just need that. You've had a bad draw, you use Spell Absorption, every time a magic card's played, you snag 500 life points, get back into that. Of course, we run 2 Dark Magic Circles. Piercing the Darkness, another essential card. Sometimes you just want to be an asshole, and Super Polymerization can definitely be that card. You lay it down, you keep a card in your hand, and then sometimes you get lucky and they're playing dark monsters, or, you know, something else that we can play off. And then we have 2 cards that are specifically as defensive Super Polymerizations. Then we have 2 Soul Servants, 3 Secrets of Dark Magic, Dark Renewal, which if you're unfamiliar with this trap card, it's been around quite a bit of time. Basically, you tribute one of your own spellcasters and a monster that was summoned on their side to summon a monster from your deck. Magical Cylinder, Dimensional Prison, we've all used this since the dawn of time. Solemn Strike, another good one. Pay 1,500 life points to negate an activation. And then, of course, 2 Eternal Souls and 1 Magician's combination. Now, because I have so many Dark Magicians and Dark Magician Girls, combination can really be hectic on an opponent. So basically, you tribute one to summon the other. So if you have a Dark Magician out, you then tribute the Dark Magician, negate the activation effect of whatever type it was, monster, trap, or spell card, and summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard. If you have the Dark Magician Girl, you use a vice versa. You either tribute a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl to summon the other one from your hand or graveyard. And that's the main deck. That's the 43 main deck that I run. Now, my side deck is, of course, a lot of fusion monsters. And Mud Dragon of the Swamp is one of those sneaky defensives, just like Starving Venom. So, Mud Dragon allows you to be summoned by monsters with the same attribute, but different type. So, for example, Dark Magician is a dark attribute monster. But if I had a dragon like Bleeze out, which is also dark attribute, I could then fusion summon them to summon Mud Dragon. Now, Mud Dragon also has the ability to declare an attribute, and it's unable to be, attacked by card effects during that time. So it's very convenient. So you make them dark in this deck, and all the effects that are against dark monsters are negated. I carry 2 Dark Paladins, 1 Starving Venom, we mentioned him earlier, 1 Dark Magician of Dragon, 3 Dark Magicians. We mentioned our 2 fusion monsters earlier, Stardust Dragon, but Stardust Dragon can be very helpful in the way because it allows you to stop the destruction of Eternal Soul. You sacrifice Stardust Dragon, send it to the graveyard, destruction of Eternal Souls, destroyed, and then you bring it back at the end of the turn. Bleeze is just a fun card. It's always been fun, always been one of my favorite monsters to play. It's not able to be destroyed by magic, trap, or by battle. If it is attacked in battle, the difference becomes attack points. Now, it is banishable, so a lot of the decks like Tri-Brigades can get to it, but it's still a fun card to play. Speaking of banishing, Ebon the Illusion Magician is one of my 2 XYZ monsters, along with Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. So sometimes when you have those level 7 magicians out, that's a great card to overlay. And then sometimes you just want to get the Dark Magician off the field, and I have 2 level 2 monsters. The first one is Wee Witch's Apprentice, which is also a fun card because it boosts all dark magic monsters. And if it gets destroyed, it allows you to place 1 card from your graveyard back in your hand. So, like, for example, if you have a Magician's Rod in the graveyard and your Wee Witches is destroyed, you can throw it back in your hand. Daybreaker is also another fun monster card. It has multiple abilities, and let me show you that. We'll bring that up. So if you're not familiar with Daybreaker the Shining Magician, it is a super rare card, and it has 2 different abilities. If a spellcaster is special summoned into the Link Zone, place 1 counter on this card. Now that counter will increase the attack of the monster by 300. You can also remove 2 counters and destroy a card on the field. So you can kind of use this either way. And the final Link monster in the side deck is Black Luster Soldier of Chaos, which is a really fun card. It requires 3 monsters for Link Summon, and if you include a level 7 monster like the Dark Magician, it's immune to card effects. And then, of course, you destroy a monster, you activate whichever effect you see fit at the time, whether it's to gain 1,500, which is a very good move in the first round unless you need to banish something. And then the other option is double attack. I use that the rarest of all because usually it's boosting the attack and then banishing stuff the rest of the way. And that's the full deck. Alright, now we're going to duel the Dark Magician deck so that you just saw what the deck looks like. Now we're going to take a look at it in play. So our hope is to get a chance to go first, and we'll see how the coin toss goes. We lost the coin toss, but we're going first anyway, because blue wants us to. And let's take a look at what we got in our hand, and I'll walk you through what we're doing. So we've literally got the perfect hand. So like, it doesn't get any better than this. Magician's Rod, just gravy here. And we're going to take a Secrets of Dark Magic, because I'm going to use that to fuse. Now, I did play myself. I could have done this better. I should have actually fusion summoned first, but I clicked on the wrong card. Now, that would have been the actual move, because then I would have got the Eternal Soul for free. But we're going to use Dark Magician. We're going to send him to the graveyard. We're going to summon the Dark Magicians. We're going to lay one card, and we're going to take our turn. Now, if he plays any magic cards, we'll obviously, or trap cards, we'll obviously take our free card with the Dark Magicians. He lays one card down. I'm more worried about that back row than I am about anything else. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a shot at one of these back row cards. And I always go for the second card played, because that tends to be the card they want you to not go after. Usually your natural inclination is the first card you lay down is usually the card you want to protect. And this is actually going to be a three-part. So first we're going to take care of this card. Then we're going to take a free card with the activation from the Dark Magicians. And then we're also going to sacrifice that Dark Magician so I can summon him back on the next turn. And bring back Magician's Rod to my hand. So, 1, 2, 3. First, return of Magician's Rod by sending the Dark Magician to the graveyard. Then I get Magician's Soul from the Dark Magician's effect. And now we're going to see what we got. Destined Rival. So, he could be running a Dark Magician deck as well. So, now we're going to summon back the Dark Magician. Interesting choice, using Ring of Destruction as a card I would not be playing at this level. We're both gonna take 1800 damage or 2800 damage. That's a big ass chunk. And I'm just gonna get a bunch of cards. So we're gonna banish this face down card, and I'm gonna summon a Dark Magician and a Dark Magician Girl from my deck. So first, we're going to take a Dark Magician from my deck. Same with the Dark Magician Girl. And we're going to summon them face up. And then, of course, we'll have the banishment of the face down card across from me. And that, we'll take a look and see what that was. It was Komodo Dragon. Now we're going to play Magician's Rod again. And I'm going to bring up Eternal Soul, because what I really want after this is Piercing Light. So first we're going to summon another Dark Magician's back, and we're going to use Magician's Rod and a Dark Magician from our field to bring back the Dark Magicians. I'm then going to activate Soul Servant, which is going to serve two purposes. One, I'm going to get a card, and one I'm going to put on one on the top. Alright. So, I guess we're going to take... activate that card. We're also going to take some free cards, because why not? See what else we get. Alright, and then we're going to enter battle phase. And we're going to see if this is the end of it or not. And that's all you do. That is using Dark Magician's ability to bring extra cards combined with the cycle of the Dark Magician, Dark Magic Circle, and Eternal Soul to win in Platinum. And there is my Dark Magician deck. That's how I run what I call Mega Fusion Dark Magician. And if you really enjoy it, as you can see, it is very viable in Platinum. We had an easy route for victory. And of course, this is how I play Dark Magician. As a Platinum Duelist, I mainly run 3 decks. I run the Dark Magician, I run Red Eyes, Black Dragon, and I run Black Wings. And those are my go-to decks. I'm also building a Trap Tricks I just want to play around with. You know, it's always fun to kind of check out the meta decks, even though I don't prefer to use them. Now, if you have any questions about the Dark Magician, why I use a card, what about this card, any thoughts on it, drop them below. And of course, thanks for watching, happy dueling, and later, mates!